Okay. Oh, good. Very nice.
Oh, nothing. That was a dumb question. Yeah. You, you taking a
Joining the
liking to it?
race or just qualifying?
We're just doing a practice. The race
Okay,
starts in like 45 seconds, so
I know.
what should I drive? You want me to drive Ferrari? I could drive Ferrari. Yeah. No, it's Fanatic GT3 challenge fixed by Fanatic. That's Fanatec.
Fanatec.
That's Fanatec.
How were you in the Mustang, Alex? Are you pretty quick?
I haven't driven. I don't have too much seat time in the Mustang, honestly. I could drive the Mustang too. I have a lot of seat time in the Ferrari.
Okay.
Uh,
B. Wait, what is Fanatec? It's B class. That's why. But oh no, IMS is A class. Where else is it?
with the Miatas, we could do that. Oh, we could do that with the GT3s. Yeah.
You can do
They,
practice at the
so
Ringmeister.
advanced Miatas is at Nurburgring. Just wanted to let you know
Is it
too.
also? It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we could do. Yeah, I'm down for Nurburgring.
Want to hear something, Alex? I was what's it called? I was on Garage 61, right? And I was
Yeah.
checking out my time compared to the leaderboard. The first 80 cars did a 626 in the Mustang, and the next fastest car was a 632, which was like one BMW, then like one Ferrari. Like I think the Mustang's dominating. I knew something was wrong.
At Nurburgring.
Yep, it's like 6 seconds faster than every car.
Damn.
I think the Mustang is just faster than everything else at the Nürburgring. The Garage 61 time was 6 seconds faster than any other car.
The Mustang in
But if you're,
particular is
but
just
if you're,
really
I still
fast.
use the McLaren.
yeah, like if you're gonna play to the meta, then yeah, like you choose the Mustang. But if you're just, I think like that's also like once you're at the higher, like above
Yeah,
like
maybe.
above 5,000 I rating, like then yeah, you have to worry about that.
One day.
But
One
I think,
day.
but I
I
think
just wonder if why these Mustangs are so fast. Like everyone in the race joint used the Mustang. I'm like, let me check Garage 61. Maybe these
yeah,
guys still think they're like super fast. They use it. I thought I was when I was slower, but and I wrecked out in the first lap. But
so we're doing Ringmeister.
Yeah, Ringmeister,
Number three.
the latest US, and then let's do Run Group 10. And then I want to have a conversation once we get started for the stream, since we're streaming this, a conversation about whether or not sim racing can help you in real life as a driver, and like what does and does not translate. But we can wait until we get set up before we have that combo.
Should I type that prompt into ChatGPT and see?
Yeah, let's see what ChatGPT says.
What car should I drive then? Maybe I'll go with Mercedes.
Dude, this Ferrari steering is so good. I wish real Ferraris and real cars had steering this good. I'm using what's that thing called? Marvin's amazing iRacing app, Mara.
Yeah, Ira.
Yeah.
It's cool how it works because it it simulates steering feel based off like the front end geometry.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why like if you go on super bumpy courses, it like actually feels like it's gonna fall apart.
Interesting.
Like some street courses feel like like borderline like undrivable. You have to like turn down.
Mike, are you gonna join us or are you gonna race? Maybe he already is racing.
One time here, going to
Alright, now I see you in the session. Let me come join you at the beginning, and then we can talk about sim racing making you a better driver.
Now you hear me? Now you hear me?
Oh yeah, we
hear you.
You should be able to hear me.
Yeah, we hear
Yeah, we
hear
got
you.
you.
Do you hear us?
No. It was Lotus Amira throwing me out of Bluetooth as usual.
That's funny.
Oh.
Hey Alex, why don't you lead? Because I have no idea what I'm doing on this track.
I'm not the best at this.
Mike was telling me he's done literally thousands of laps on this track.
Yeah, with my favorite.
I kind of stopped. I don't know. Like I feel like maybe because like part of me kind of wants to do this in real life too. It's like I feel like it kind of moves to.
And you gotta practice it in the sim so you have it memorized when you go there, right?
Maybe just be memorized by the fact that they have a track like this. I don't know.
Definitely the best track.
Pretty fun. I don't know. I don't necessarily really like racing on this track. It's just kind of hard to like pass and make moves safely. I mean that's why there's a lot of respect for watching like 24 Hour and like all the enduro races.
It's fun. Like I raced Watkins Glen this week at the Ringmeister. I think the racing was a lot better at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, because it's like you're more comfortable getting side by side with people and stuff. There's actually more of a couch go to like too wide.
Yeah. Watkins has been fun. It's been real good racing this week. And everyone in the split, there's a lot of people. So everyone's like around the same speed, so it's a tough race. If you make one mistake, you're ready.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting dropped frames. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because I'm streaming?
Probably because you're trying to stream now, so you don't have a dedicated.
Probably.
Yeah, my GPU's at 98% right now. Maybe that's it. But I'm at 130 FPS. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm trying to stream. Yeah, definitely some choppiness here. Well,
even with the 50/50.
Here's the thing I wanted to talk about though, is like, how does sim racing make you a better driver, and does it make you a better driver in real life? And does it matter if you first start on street, or sorry, not on street, but on like real track versus sim, or vice versa? Is there like a better or worse order?
You guys started on a real track, right?
What was that?
You guys both started on the real track, then went on the sim, right?
Yeah, I did.
I played a lot of like video games when I was younger, so like Gran Turismo and all that. I had my first like force feedback steering wheel when I was in high school, and started out with Gran Turismo. And even though it's not the most realistic, like like sim race, or it's not the most realistic sim racing game, it still like teaches you the good the basics that help you help you be better than someone without any experience.
Yeah, because then you understand the physics of it at least. So Mike, I should say that I'm actually the same. I did a Gran Turismo, but I never had a wheel. I just did a controller. So it's like, I don't know, you still learn the physics even though it's just a controller, not a wheel. So I guess the question that I have is like, how do you guys think practicing on a sim can actually translate to improving your driver skill IRL? Like, what are the things that do translate and what are the things that don't?
Well, I think the great thing about doing stuff on sim is you learn car handling, you can learn tracks, you can do a lot of that on the sim, like without having to spend the money, go out, travel, to your local track or anything. You can learn. People use sim racing for drifting. They use it for rally too. Like, it heightens your senses, I'd say too, to the point where like some people like after being on the sim, when they go out in real life, they actually are a little slower because they're not used to seeing G-forces and they're kind of scared by it. So I think like it makes you more aware of like, it's like almost like sensory overload. So become more aware of what the car is doing because you have more. I'd say you have more feedback from like what the car is doing in the G-forces rather than just steering feel.
Yeah, just steering and vision on the sim rig.
Yeah.
I guess like it's so easy to learn good habits from the sim rig that can translate to the real world in terms of like looking ahead, eyes up. That's one of the biggest things for newbies on track. And then just understanding like the habit, or I guess generating the reflex that when you have oversteer, you want to countersteer. Understanding how, stomping on the brakes after you lose control can change things. Understanding the dynamics of front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, different engine layouts, etc. I think that can all come from sim racing, but one of the downsides is like there are no real repercussions from sim racing, and sometimes people can get either scared by the G-forces and like uncomfortable and therefore be more timid, but I think there's some percentage that are also overconfident because they just send it on the sim rig, and if they crash they hit reset, but you can't do that IRL.
Some people will definitely try to use sim racing as a form of experience to get them into higher run groups too. Yes, for sure. And unfortunately that's not how it works because like not everyone sim races with awareness. It doesn't necessarily teach you that, I'd say.
Yeah, run groups are more about like awareness, comfort, track safety rather than just like your speed anyways.
Especially because like in sim racing you have a lot of tools to help you with the narrative awareness. You have your crew chief, you have like spotters. So like like I don't really use mirrors in sim racing because we have like good spotters and all that, right? Like we have a super wide virtual mirror that we can see everything.
Dude, you know what's funny? I specifically disabled the virtual mirror and I only have the real mirrors in the car for that reason. Because I'm like, I don't want to learn bad habits. It's like it's a little bit overly cautious, but that's just what I do.
Yeah, but also like with what you call it, with I have a single ultra wide monitor, so I can't have both mirrors either, right?
Oh,
so like
that's true.
For some people it is a compromise in that sense, and then you can maybe build bad habits off of that, for sure.
Really good point. Yeah, because with the triples I can get both my mirrors to show without issue.
Just throw money at the problem, but I mean, if you're gonna throw money at the problem, you can also do it in real life too, right?
What's more fun, doing real life HPDE or sim racing? Not sim HPDE, but like actual wheel-to-wheel racing in sim.
I would, in my opinion, if I'm doing it by myself, I would rather just do it on the sim. If I have like a good group of friends, I would rather do it in person.
The social aspect.
Yeah, the social aspect for, but even doing like sim on, like doing like simming with friends is still fun too. It's not like it's not fun. You could mess around more, and there's no repercussions, right? But there's like, I think there's like some of the intangible, like stuff outside of the race, like the actual being on track stuff that makes doing stuff in real life fun for me personally. Just hang out, you know, sometimes you guys get lunch together, or like, you know, help each other with problems, and like car problems, or if you need to solve something. Like, it's sometimes just doing that in person is a lot better.
That makes sense.
I probably wouldn't have liked real life racing because I did sim racing first. I would have probably never went to a track day if I didn't buy the simulator. So it helped me get into it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you weren't...
So for some people, for sure, it's like it's an easier entry for, it's like a lower barrier for entry.
So Mike, you weren't even interested in track days until sim racing?
A track that I drove on the sim like hundreds of laps and then see what happens in person. I've never been to any of those tracks that I'm good at.
That makes sense.
So I'm dying to figure it out. You know, another big thing, I'm used to racing like GT3 cars. And when I went out on the track, I realized like my 2006 It's not a GT3 car, so I can't be trying to push it the same way. So I think like you said, it might actually help if you use the car in the simulator that you're using in real life.
You know, the funny thing for me is that, like, I'm saying all these things hypothetically, what I think sim racing can do, but my own experience is that sim racing has a much steeper learning curve than IRL, at least for me, and I acknowledge that that's not universal, because I've been, you know, chatting and meeting with a lot more people on track and discussing learning curves and how people improve, and I think that depending on how you have developed and the experiences that you have growing up in terms of like sports or hobbies that can further develop your sense of vision or your sense of balance, you're going to rely on those higher developed systems when it comes to track days. And I think for me, because I did a lot of like balance work when I was younger, I rely a lot on that inner ear to catch things like oversteer. And for the longest time, when I first built my gaming PC in 2020, it was during COVID, Dude, I like bought all the sims too. I was like, okay, like I need to hashtag treat myself, and I'm not buying a car, I'm just gonna buy a sim rig. And I like got all the sims, and I tried all of them, and every single one I was like, dude, I just can't figure this out. This is like so much harder than Gran Turismo, and I feel totally incompetent. And I didn't realize until later that I think it's because without G-forces, I didn't really have as much to go off of. But that's good, because then for me, it then teaches me to rely more on like steering and vision as other methods to communicate oversteer, whereas maybe before I was relying too much on vestibular system. You know what I mean? So now I'm becoming more well-rounded. But that is one thing that I think I haven't seen spoken about that much, which is that I think for some people, sim racing can actually be a lot harder. Like, I think that I am a much better driver IRL than on the sim, because I don't have, like, even the consistency lap to lap IRL versus on the sim is, like, in the sim, if I'm within, you know, a second, you know, between laps, that's like the best I can do. Whereas in real life, I can sometimes be within just a couple tenths, lap after lap. So like there's, I don't know. I haven't done that many hours of the sim, so maybe this will change with time, but I'm wondering if you guys feel the same.
It will. It will. You picked up a lot of skill from real life to the sim. Like, I'll give you an example. The other day, right? You went to Watkins Glen. You did all those Porsche Cup races so you could up your license, right? You learned the track within like a couple laps and you could race it. You know how hard it is to learn a track with no driving line and like be competitive in a race with people racing with a 17 or 18 I rating? You did it within a couple laps. So your real life driving translated over. It took me like 100 laps one day to learn Watkins Glen. a long time ago. So like you picked it up like nothing. You've seen that too, right, Alex? Maybe you pick up tracks fast because you're used to it in real life, but I don't. It takes me a while to learn a track. It takes me like lap after lap after. That's why I've done so many races, because I don't learn it quick.
So what you're saying is like IRL track days are giving a sense of like an easier learning curve where you can pick up new tracks on the sim.
Yep, because you learn a track on a track day that you've never been on. Let's say you first went to Thunder Hill. Your first time, like you go to Thunder Hill now all the time. You probably picked it up the first day, first 2-3 runs out there. You learned how to learn a track, like you're able to scan the track and know the turns. And you're translating that over to sim racing. Like when they put a new track in iRacing, like Miami, I still suck. I've done 50 laps there. You know, like I don't pick it up as quick as you, because you have that real life experience.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point you raise.
I want to say it's
that when we drove the Porsche.
for me. I learned tracks because pretty well because I've done a lot of sim racing. But
Yeah, because you can make that argument
it's
either
like
way.
what came first, the chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah. It's more about like seat time. However, whether it's sim or real life, if you have more seat time, then you get more comfortable with cars and tracks in general, right?
Yeah, and I think ultimately seat time is seat time, but sim racing seat time is like lower. It's just that lower barrier, like cost of entry. Yeah, so in that sense, like it's easy.
Go both ways, yeah. No, go ahead, Alex.
In real life, when you, let's just say you go to an HPD event, you get anywhere between 80 to 120 minutes of of on-track time, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's also not count. That's just in like 4 or 5 sessions, 20 minutes. You're not counting for the fact that you're also like doing cool down and warm up, cool down laps. You're also having to deal with traffic. Whereas sim racing, you kind of like, I would say you almost gain a good portion of that too. Or like you could just you can do as much as you want up until you're tired, right? Whereas most track days are somewhat limited unless you go to like an open test day.
I'd love to do like 100 laps on a track on the sim that I'm going to for the first time, and then hop out there and see how I do. I just never had that chance.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you do, you'll be genuinely surprised with how well it translates over.
Like I've been to Spring Mountain 3 times now. Like the next time I get out there, it's gonna take me the first session or two to like remember the track. Like I don't know it. It's hard to practice for this. The one on the sim actually sucks. It doesn't feel like the real track. But I want to try. I really do want to try something. Like I want to go to Laguna Seca in a real car.
Yeah.
One thing I wonder about.
And now that they have a better replay or like better map, with iRacing new season, it'll be even more like 1-to-1.
Yeah, because now the runoffs are more accurate. But Mike, I wonder if for you, like, I think when I first started doing track days, it was actually at Spring Mountain, right? Like, I did, I think I did my first ever one at Laguna Seca, but after that I did a few at Spring Mountain. And I think when you first start going on track, there's like all this sensory overload. You got the G-forces, the speed, the sound, the windows are down, there's a lot of wind. There's all this stuff happening, and it's like you have to build the muscle of just being comfortable, of being able to have a regular conversation while you're driving at speed. And I think that once that becomes more natural and more normal, then I think you remember the track more, because now your brain isn't as focused on those other things that are almost overwhelming, to be frank. But rather the things that are like, oh, what is this track? What's the next turn? Let me think ahead. Where do I want to position the car? And you then have more mental bandwidth for other things.
You know what I learned too? Like the difference is, like in real life, sometimes the car, it's like when you first go to track days, like when I started going, I realized like you could lose control of your car. That's like your car you bought. If you crash it, I don't know if insurance is gonna pay for it or not, but like For example, the Cayman. I learned in real. I drove the Cayman in the game 100 times. But it's not the 2006 Cayman S. But I realized, like, coming over those, like, you know, those sweepers where, like, you could lose the rear at the end section of Spring Mountain. Like, my car almost came out and went totally sideways. Like, I realized, like, in real life, on a mid-engine car, if you don't keep your foot on the throttle and it's like a sweeping turn, you could lose the car.
Lift off oversteer.
You know, like the sim didn't teach that.
Yeah, and then the consequences are real.
And I wasn't even going as fast as a lot of people. I was following people through. I lifted, and the car was totally sideways. Then the guy was like, "You got to keep your foot on the gas. What's the matter with you?" I was like, "I didn't realize that."
But sim racing can teach you that too, right? If you drive some mid-engine cars that have less downforce, like you're gonna get a lot of lift off oversteer too.
Yeah, maybe. They say though it's like so close. Like they say that the track is laid in hand. Like I don't know if it's true or not. What's that guy's name? Daniel something. He's like a pro driver. He drives GT3.
Oh,
and like he says that.
yeah, Morad.
Yeah, he says the AFG car, GT4. Is like almost, he has a seat set up like his real car. He says it feels like it's his real car, and it really helps him out for the track big time. Maybe he's getting promoted by iRacing a little bit, I don't know. But he swears it's like a one-to-one feel.
Well, he's also driving a real GT3 car, so it's like...
Yeah, not many people can have that, like, one-to-one relation.
No, but look like someone like James Baldwin, right? Like this guy's a sim racer. Hey, you want to come out and run a spa endurance race with us? The guy's hanging with like whatever class of drivers they are, and he's a sim driver. He's not a real life driver, and he's right out there. So it definitely has to help a lot.
Yeah, I think there's like, well, here's the way that I see it. There's very much overlapping skill sets, and there's like the more obvious things in terms of like the good habits you learn with regards to like vision or car control. I still find it incredibly challenging to actually dance with the car at the limit in the sim compared to dancing with a car at the limit in real life. And I think that gap can be closed, but the reason why there is such a big gap, in my mind, is because the two, like, the reality of pushing, like, driving fast in a sim and the reality of driving fast IRL, they're not perfectly aligned. Like, there are slightly different skill sets that you have to build and, like, use that intuition of your, you know, vestibular system, feeling the G-forces, etc., to get the most out of the car in real life. Now, I think someone who really specializes in sim racing can go, you know, onto a real-life track and get most out of the car, but I think someone who's well-developed in both is going to ultimately be the fastest driver. If you look at Max Verstappen...
That's like Alan.
Verstappen is like well developed in both, right?
Yeah.
He dominates sim racing and he dominates IRL.
You don't want to miss his sim race either. He brings his simulator in his
yeah, that's true.
his like truck when he's doing F1. He's racing like in the parking lot.
The guy's a legend, dude. Next level.
They told him that he shouldn't be doing that before 24-hour races. Like, I'm doing the race. I don't care.
Yeah, when you're Verstappen, you can do whatever you want, I guess. As long as he delivers on race day, what are you gonna say to him?
He always does, though, so it's not like that guy's just a natural, you know. But like where we're coming from, so you have more practice in real life in the sim. I have a lot more practice in the sim than real life, and Alex is kind of fast on both.
Well, I think the relative, like, you have a substantially higher I rating than I do. And that reflects the fact that you've spent a lot more time on the sim than I have, right? But then IRL, between you and me, Mike, I would guess that I probably feel more comfortable on track, right? Just because I've done several dozens of track days now.
I'll be nowhere close. I'll be like 2 groups lower than you in real life, probably.
Alex has a ton of experience in both, so I feel like Alex is uniquely qualified.
Like I race on real.
I had no one to thank that for, so I just, you know, like, was able to just kind of spend all my free time doing sim and track days during that time.
Oh, during COVID?
Yeah. Do you think you bring up a good point with, like, driving style and being fast in the sim versus being fast in real life? So, like, iRacing in particular is a game that, like, kind of that rewards neat driving, I'd say.
What driving?
So not necessarily like I said neat driving,
Neat.
like
Got
so,
it.
like tidy, yeah. So like trying to like be at the ragged edge doesn't not always necessarily pay off. Sometimes it almost, if anything, it pays off to be like a little bit under the edge, and then like that way you actually don't generate too much heat on the tires and everything. I think when you're actually trying to aim for like drive these cars like you're driving on a street tire, it feels like the car gets pretty like it gets progressively worse throughout the lap because you're like, just generating so much heat into the tires.
Right.
Yeah, street tires you definitely have a little more like room to like just like feel the slip within the tire. But and like sometimes you need to like ring it, like drive it pretty like for example like an AO52, like you could get so much slip out of that tire and still be pretty quick because you don't lose, it doesn't scrub a lot of speed when you slide. So just knowing how to like how to find grip also is like an important factor as you touched upon. And that's not something that you may necessarily know when you like start, like when you transition from sim racing to like doing stuff in real life, but it's just something you have to figure out, right? But the best, I think a good sim racer will be able to figure it out too, or someone that can kind of feel it out, right? Like if that makes sense.
So I didn't catch all of that. The audio. Were you saying that like that part of it's the tires, like knowing how to extract the most from a given tire?
Yeah, because the tire models, like, I mean, a street tire is different from a slick, right?
Yeah.
And iRacing generally, like, for example, like, you could be quick in iRacing and be kind of slow in, like, for example, Le Mans Ultimate or Assetto Corsa. Like, they kind of demand different driving styles to be fast, or different. That you have to push the car a little differently too, even though they generally feel somewhat similar.
Definitely the tire model makes a difference.
Yeah.
Like real life. And how you drive the car, yeah. Total difference.
Yeah, I wonder how much of it is like the sims simulating, slicks versus 200 tread wear tires that we're using on track, versus even if you go on a sim that has street cars that it's simulating, that tire model is not actually 100% realistic. And when you try pushing it in a way that you're expecting it to behave in a certain way based on your real life experience, you go on the sim, you're like, wait a second, why is this car not behaving the way that I'm expecting? If I've driven, so many S2000s and I hop in this S2000 on AC Evo or whatever, why does this feel so different? That kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think another trap that people fall in when they're like doing sim racing and like track driving is comparing their times from sim racing to real life. Whereas sim racing is pretty realistic, but like ultimately they don't necessarily have the grip levels right or something. So like what is like a fast time, in real life may be like pretty slow on the sim because not everything is accounted for.
I heard like the Nurburgring, and people are doing like 10 minutes around there, like they're pretty quick. I don't know.
One thing that I'm like, after, as I'm hearing your guys' thoughts on this, I'm feeling like one supplements the other. Like, if you do only real life racing or real life track days, the issue is that you're probably not going to get as much seat time as you could if you supplement it with sim racing. And if you do only sim racing, you're never going to really understand G-forces and real life physics, which, again, these models are trying to simulate as closely as possible, but none of them are 100% there. So it's like you need to do both to become the best driver. Like, one thing that I've been focusing on over the last year, I feel like the last year I finally did, I didn't do that much time. I did like, I used Garage 61 to like track how many hours I spent on the sim, and it was like 30 minutes a week, which is kind of garbage if you're trying to actually improve, because you keep like, you have to like get used to the sim, and then like as soon as you start improving, you reset a week later. Anyways, one thing that I've been trying to improve is trail braking. So like I've been doing a lot of MX-5, and I want to practice my trail brake rotation so that with my Miata, I can more accurately elicit the exact amount of rotation I want from that car. And like that's one very tangible way that I could see a skill from sim racing translating to real life.
Is it working from what you see?
I think so. I mean, it's still the way the cars are set up are slightly different. So maybe if they had an ND3 Cup car that has a slightly different LSD, I don't know. But like there's some translation there where like I feel much more comfortable with trail brake rotation and like eliciting it and getting as much as I want on MX-5 Cup in iRacing, which has now given me higher resolution of that brake pedal control in real life. Like before sim racing, I wasn't able, like let's say I was able to elicit it half the time with half the amount of accuracy. Now let's say I'm able to do it 75% of the time with 75% of the accuracy.
Okay.
Rough estimates, obviously, rough numbers.
Definitely helping.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, how much of that is from sim racing, how much of that is just from real life practice, I don't know, but I think it's helping.
I think it helps you get used to braking in a straight line like in iRacing. You pretty much have to brake in a straight line on most cars. That has to help you out big time on the track. And people don't always keep that in mind, like you use all the track and brake in a straight line either.
No, I do a lot of trail braking in iRacing. I never brake just in a straight line in iRacing. Like every car needs.
They'll probably start now that you're driving like GT3s.
Say that again?
They'll probably start more now that you're in the GT3s.
And GT3s, I'm doing a lot of trail braking
have
too.
to, like, brake in a straight line.
Wait, you're saying that iRacing makes you
Use a lot of the
brake in a
track.
straight line more or less?
Yeah, more. Like in the beginning, I had to keep. You probably have it in mind already, being used to track. But I used to have to keep it in mind. Like you really got to use all the track and brake in a straight line, and like don't turn in until like your car is ready to go in. Like don't turn in too early. Like if you turn in too early in iRacing, you lose a ton of time.
That was probably something that I maybe learned from like Gran Turismo as a kid, in terms of like, you know, you can't ask the tires to do everything. Like you need to know when to brake, when to turn, when to accelerate, all that stuff in order.
Like you're braking straight, then turning.
Definitely what Gran Turismo taught us, like you need to brake the corners, that's for sure.
Yeah, whereas Need for Speed was like, fuck the brakes, just gas everywhere.
Yeah, you can yank the wheel.
Like when I watch like the tutorials on like tracks, you'll see like a lot of people like they'll head towards the turn in the corner way too early. Like they don't say straight.
Yeah, that's a
long enough
huge common.
before they turn in, you lose a ton of
Like
time.
most beginners, apex way too early. Turn in too early, apex too early. That's like a very common beginner mistake. IRL and on sim. Dude, this track is so hard to learn because you think you're like, oh yeah, I know this corner, and then it's a different corner because they all look the same.
I think it's hard for you because you don't have the greatest memory. Right?
I don't have the what?
So it's the greatest memory.
Yeah, I'm going senile.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a hard track to learn. I think important things to do when you're going around is just memorizing where to brake, like finding good visual markers.
Yeah.
Because there's so many, right? Like so many corners. Like how do you know where to brake for each corner? Some of them, like I feel like some of them don't have a great brake marker, but some do.
No.
You could use like the outside curb.
There's this one corner I just crashed where like I think I'm at the high speed section, and I'm not at the high speed section yet. There's like this one corner you got to go down a third, and then I crash there so often. You like keep thinking it's a different corner.
Left turn.
The right turn, where it's like, you know, towards the top of the map, you like go and you lose a lot of altitude, and you start going back up, and you start going towards that long straight section that's at the like 2 o'clock position on the map. like right before then, there's this right-hander as you're going uphill. There's a black sign, which is your brake marker, but then I sometimes forget, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the high-speed section, and then just fucking yeet it
I think I know
into
what
the
you're
wall.
talking about.
It's the downhill right. You know, the one you go downhill and then to the right.
I think it's uphill.
And it's like a sharp turn. You have to keep up the speed.
I think it's before the long straight. You have like a double or like a long. It's like a late, super late apex. Like you want to stay out for a good portion of it, and then you have to cut the car in, and then it spits you out onto long straight. But we won't know until you actually do it.
That's like one of the most important turns in the track.
Yeah, before a big straight.
You're gonna be past me soon. I'll come follow you. Oh, just riding the guardrail.
Always keep in mind in the Nurburgring, you want to use a lot of the track. Like once you learn to use all of the track, you gain a lot of time.
Yeah, it's just like, before I even start memorizing brake markers, the way I like to learn a track is I just want to know what each corner is, what's coming next, where I am, and then I start layering on like those brake markers. Like that's what I did at Watkins Glen. I was like, hold on, I need to just know which way am I going the next corner. Like where do I need to position myself?
Yeah, that's difficult because there's so many corners for the track.
I know the first part of the Nürburgring decently well because I played it in Gran Turismo so many times. But in Gran Turismo, if you crash and you restart, they don't respawn you in the same spot. They like have you start at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I feel like the beginning, the first, you know, fifth of Nürburgring, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. And then after that, I'm like,
It's your track too. They have the Nurburgring combined with the Grand Prix track.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like the long track.
I think the Grand Prix track race is really good, actually.
It's a fun racing track. That used to be like the racing track, my favorite track in a settled course of competition.
Oh yeah. Mike, what time are you doing around here?
Over there, I think I could do like in the race, like 6:36 or 7.
Oh damn.
It's quick, man.
Why?
I usually come in a pretty good position in the race. Remember, better than Watkins Glen.
Well, I think the fastest person in this server is doing 34 right now. What you're saying is true, and everyone's doing like 25. Got a lot of time to find.
I don't think that the best times I've seen was 26s in the Mustang. Everyone else wasn't doing under a 32.
32 is still quick though, yeah. But yeah, maybe the Mustangs got something. Maybe the Mustangs have a lot of straight line speed or something.
I should be doing it with you guys right now because I want to learn the Mustang. Maybe it'll help my racing if it's faster.
What I should have been doing is actually following you, Alex, because that would actually accelerate my learning. Just like know how much speed I can carry. Because sometimes I way over slow in certain corners.
Yeah.
Have you done the full lap to get a time out of it yet?
I got a 7:05.
I got a 42.
Okay.
42 is good.
It's decent.
Yeah. Good time.
I mean, you're no Piccinini, but you're well on your way.
Yeah. I think it was different. Like when you're in the race too, you get some drafts sometimes, so you get a little more speed.
No. Don't downplay the myth, the man, the legend. Piccinini on the Nürburgring is an animal.
All right.
I mean, you even said it yourself, right? You're like faster than people with much higher I ratings than you because you're just like you know every inch of this track.
Yeah, I don't make too many mistakes. You know, a lot of people get on the Nurburgring like you know every turn. I don't like to get a turn. I know the turn pretty well. I think exactly where to hit.
Oh Jesus!
Go.
Hey, why don't you go ahead
My bad.
after that little love tap? You know I'm slowing you down a lot in this section.
I think I lost my front bumper.
Ah, you don't need it.
Yeah. I don't need it.
You got some free weight savings. This is the corner that always used to trip me up, but now I'm determined.
Yeah, I was thinking it was.
I'm determined not to get.
Gotta really trail it. Really trail it.
What turn it?
I don't know the names unfortunately, but it's like right after it's right before the long back straight. Like before you start doing the back straight before the first carousel.
Okay.
I should really know the names, but I don't.
That's the one I thought it was.
You got to be like Misha.
By the sign.
Misha being blindfolded and like giving segments of the Nurburgring on a motion rig, and he'll like, you know, for a few seconds blindfolded, he'll be like, oh, let me call out the exact corner on the Nurburgring. It's so funny.
GeoGuessr, but like Nürburgring guesser.
The sim's got to help out too, you know, like all those laps in the sim plus real life. He would really know the differences.
I think Misha's fortunate to just do it enough in real life. Right?
Yeah, like he's done what you've done, Mike, IRL.
A lot more. He said he does like 1,000 laps a year or something. It's crazy.
That's nuts. 3 laps a day.
Yeah, he's pretty much doing more.
Like every day of the week, no day off is essentially what it averages out to. So I'm sure like he's probably doing like 10 laps some days, no laps for a few days in between. That's a lot of lapping.
I think the season where you can't really go, it's not like open, or like an open track day. They let like the public in. He doesn't really like those public days that a lot more dangerous, he says.
Yeah, the track awareness. It's gonna take me so long to get an official lap time on this track that does not have the asterisk of shame. I just keep loving it.
If you ever watch the Nurburgring in real life too, there's not like, you know, you go to each track day, every like few turns, there's a guy with a flag, like watching people. Like on the Nurburgring, like no one's out there really. Like everyone, it's like every man for themselves. You drive how you like it. It's like Las Vegas Speedway during like an SCCA day or something. Like they're just doing whatever they want. Ass in, and it can't be too safe.
Alright, perfect timing. I reset my car on accident to the first corner, and Alex is about to finish a lap.
Coming through the front straight. Oh, that one is.
Dude, yesterday evening in Vegas, my AC broke.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
In the middle of summer, in the evening, so it's like too late to then call anyone to fix it.
Yeah.
So I took my 8
Well, they have the emergency services, but
What's up?
I'm sure they cost a lot more. I'm sure they have emergency services, but I'm sure they cost a lot more.
Yeah, I don't want to find out. So I cranked my downstairs AC and like left my door open, so hopefully it would cool down a bit. But upstairs when I went to bed, it was 83. I had my fan on full blast, and I had my 8 sleep down all the way to 55, the lowest it would go. It was still a rough night of sleep. Today the guy comes over, and apparently it's like the capacitor and the fan motor as well that are both cooked. Gotta replace both. It's like $1,300. But
Not bad for Vegas.
Honestly, what are you gonna do?
dude, I wasn't even gonna shop around for the best rate. I was like, I don't like. It doesn't even matter. I just need this fixed ASAP because I'm not sleeping like that again, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, they know that.
It's one of those bills, like whether you like it or not, you're paying it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just went on Google, found whoever had the best ratings, and a lot of ratings. Just went with that.
That was fun. We went to the hotel. So come back tomorrow.
Do
Do you have a bedroom downstairs?
Yeah, my original's upstairs. I feel like I would prefer a bedroom upstairs over downstairs. There's like some feeling of like safety being on higher ground or whatever at night, like comfort of your own home, nice and cozy,
You can see the plug.
you know, versus like first floor, someone breaks in through my window, ah shit, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a psychological
More
thing.
easy changing, easier nudes, easier family jewels.
No one's fighting over my nudes.
Not that you know. of.
Maybe my feet pics on OnlyFans. That's why I do the pedal cam, you know, tease people so they can sign up on
Yeah.
OnlyFans, get the full deal, no shoes, no socks.
Maybe that's something you can offer. You can offer feet pics and driving advice.
Or what about
On
driving
that market.
driving with no shoes?
Right.
That's definitely
No, a lot of
top.
people don't drive with shoes. A lot of people like they say in like they drive with like socks. They don't use shoes.
Some people request that for sure.
I've done that before.
Like a lot of people don't use shoes. I don't know what pedals they got, but I'm not doing it on my pedals. That's for sure. I'll break my foot. My feet hurt now from driving. But they must have like Logitech pedals or something like very soft.
I prefer actually doing barefoot over flip-flops personally.
I use the you know the Puma, like the OGs, like those thin Pumas.
Yeah, those are popular.
Those are cool for racing. I need a shoe because I have an Ace Tech pedal. It's like very hard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I even use like Nikes a lot because like my foot was hurting from using the Pumas. Because like I was racing like so many hours a day, I was hurting the bottom of my foot. So I had to use like thicker shoes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the Ace Tech pedals are super hard.
Yeah, damn far. I have it on a low setting, but it's solid. But it's very accurate. Like they were right. Like once you learn the pedal, it's a very accurate pedal.
Well, on the sim rig, I use shoes because I want to train myself to like have it as realistic as possible, so that I'm, you know, learning good habits with my footwork and whatever. But like in real life, I generally will just wear minimalist shoes, similar to these. I wear Pumas right now as well. I don't do. I also was getting foot pain when I was doing like socks on my sim rig.
Yeah. What pedals do you use?
Husingfeld Sprints.
Okay. Those are hard, and they're a little hard. That's like the pedals I had before the Ace-Tex. The Ace-Tex hurt a little bit more, but the Husingfelds are pretty solid also.
You have active pedals, right?
On your foot. No, I have the Ace-Tex pedals. Ace-Tex Invictus. It's not a load cell pedal. It's a hydraulic pedal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And like it's very stiff. It don't move. There's no play in the pedal. Very little bit. It's on like a pressure sensor. It's like pushing a brick wall.
Dude, maybe you guys are right. Maybe I need to stream with my stream with like my laptop, live stream from there, keep the laptop nearby. Cause like even though I have good frame rate, I just noticed there's like a choppiness that's happening where like mid corner, like I lose a couple frames and you don't actually know what the car is doing.
Yeah.
It's better off streaming from the second PC.
I just do a POV stream anyways. I don't even need to show the. I don't do like a screen recording stream. I do like a POV helmet mount stream, just like it's my main YouTube video. You know, same thing.
Oh, so you put like your camera on like your hat or something?
Exactly, same thing.
Okay. I was gonna do that, and then I realized like my sound doesn't work, so I couldn't do that. I don't have sound.
Oh, that's a good point, because you also do headphones.
Yeah, so I guess I need to have like speakers. So I have speakers set up there, they weren't working. I gotta fix them one day.
Alright, geez, it is time for me to call it past my bedtime, so catch you guys next time.
I was just getting tired of Nurburgring. I'm like, I'm not getting any faster.